Hello everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Iuliia and I'm super excited to welcome you on my second episode. First of all, I'm super grateful and overwhelmed for all your attention and all your messages and all your support I got from the first video. It's given me such a huge boost to record more. And yeah, we hit 500 views. Yay! So excited. You can actually see my first video in the description down below. Please like my video and write a comment and subscribe. It will be so important for me. So today I would like to talk about very important subject, how did I get pregnant? Yeah, few important questions that we all need to ask before we getting pregnant. You know, if you're married or you are dating your partner and you decided that, okay, that's it, we would like to have a child. So a few things we would like to discuss and few questions. So do I really want to have a baby, or it's actually a peer pressure? You know, once you're married with your partner, everyone is starting to ask you, when are you having a baby? What is the next step for you guys? And everyone, your aunties, your grandmas, your mother-in-law, everyone will talk about it. I mean, just as a social, sometimes people keep asking this question because it's normal, but you need to make sure that this is your decision, because, you know, to bring life into this world and to bring a child into this world is extremely important, and we need to be aware. Other thing, are we aligned on this decision together with my partner? So meaning that you had a discussion and you both say, yeah, let's do it, you know, we're super excited and we would like to have a baby together. Because to have a baby is quite difficult. You will need the support, you will need help, you will need to share sleepless nights, and as well, you know, so there is such a joy of having a baby, and as well, you know, complication of having a baby, but as well, the joy is huge, and you would love your man and partner to experience this as well, and you both need to be ready for that. I believe so. Of course, important step is to do a checkup with a doctor for you and for your partner to make sure that everything is fine and you guys both healthy and you're ready for this process. And if not, so to see what type of diagnosis and how can you treat it. Again, for you and your partner, yeah, because a lot of cases, there might be not an issue in the ladies, but might be an issue in the men. So just think about it. Yeah, I think 40-60 in our times, because men as well going through a lot of stress, a lot of pressure at work, and different kind of things, and as well, you know, depends on what type of lifestyle you both having. Well, as well, an important part, if I have a baby at this moment of my life, will I have a time for it? Will I have a time and attention for my baby at this moment? Or, you know, you are striving to have a career, or you want to travel the world. So again, I'm talking about having a baby, kind of a plan, yeah? So I'm sharing my experience. Another important part, let's say if you might have some difficulties, so you need to decide as a couple, we will be happy even if we don't have a baby. So you need to be full as a couple, yeah? And then you have so much love that you actually want to share with another human being you love and raise someone in this world. But you need to make sure that if ever it's not happening, because for some people it's not happening, unfortunately or fortunately, you know, it's up to them as well if it's their decision, then, you know, you need to still enjoy each other. That's the whole purpose. Before any child, there was a couple. You know, there was a love, yeah? This is our main purpose. So I would like to share with you a little bit our story. So for the first year of marriage, we get married in 2014, and for the first 2 years we were enjoying each other, and we said it, okay, you know what, we will not use any protection, and if it happened, it happened. We will be super happy, and if not, it's okay. We're just enjoying our party time, traveling, and etc. So after 2 years, I started to question myself, but why is it not happening? Like, I thought, okay, you know what, the first months after we stop using any protection, boom, I will get married. As lots of ladies around me, that happened to them like that. So then, I always have this little voice inside of me, and I love to listen to my voice and to my intuition. So I said, okay, like, I'm starting to stress about it. I'm stressing about it because everyone talk about it, that why you're not having a baby? Or there is something behind, and actually maybe I don't want to have a baby, or I'm not ready to have a baby. So this is the first time in my life when I actually used the service of a psychologist. I thought that I don't really need it. I'm quite a positive person, and I was quite fine with my life, but then, this will of having a baby actually drive me to improve myself. It's interesting to say, but my baby, she's my biggest teacher, really. Like, I will tell you afterwards, lots of things happened to me after I give birth. Yeah, what a crazy progress in my life I had, and it's all because of of course, because of me, but as well because I want to be the best version of myself for my daughter. And, they actually highlighting all kind of little things in you that you can improve. So she was my teacher even before I give birth to her, because by wanting her so much, I started my journey of discovering myself, and it's beautiful. So, when I went for a session with Psychologist, I discovered all kind of things from my childhood that I didn't think that, existed. When you are a child, you don't really understand why your reaction like this or like that, and what can be, underground. And it's amazing to actually ask a professional to help you with different techniques to discover yourself. And honestly speaking, I think everyone should do it, because it's a self-discovery. It's a beautiful journey. Especially if you have some difficulties, it can actually help you a lot. Other important thing I would like to share, and actually, if you do it, or you hear someone else do it, or your parents do it to someone, we need to be more understanding. All those questions, why you're not having a baby? When are you having a second baby? Why he's not proposing to you? When are you having your wedding? Guys, stop. This is none of anyone's business, and you need to understand that by doing this, by questioning someone, you are actually hurting person. Unless you do it on purpose, then sorry, you're not a nice person. You need to stop questioning this, because if someone is trying to have a baby and you keep asking them why they're not having a baby, you actually destroying this lady or this couple. Yeah, you putting your little stones in them, and this is really not nice, and you can really hurt people like that. So yeah, don't do that. Or let's say couple doesn't want to have a baby, and it's fine. You have to understand, everyone has a choice to live, and we need to respect their choices, and we must stop questioning them, because, well, let's say again, unless you are not a nice person. So then, guys, you need to look inside yourself, why you do this to people. Again, this process of self-healing and discovering yourself is still ongoing, and I do believe till the last day of my life I will still discover myself, because this is beautiful. That's why we are here on earth. Yeah. Afterwards, we went to different doctors. Everything was fine physically, and with my husband and with myself. There was no really an issue to discover. So you know, interesting, but why it's not happening, yeah? And you know, people, when there is, they cross the line, and when you reply to a few people, please stop asking me the question, then they started to do another thing, say, it will happen, you just need to relax, trust me, you just need to forget about it. Like, seriously, how can you forget about it? You're having your period every single month. So yeah, it's really hard not to concentrate on that, but let me keep going with my journey. So yeah, we went to see a few doctors, everything was fine, and afterwards someone actually suggested us, there is a nurse in Mauritius and she does a course of, you know, kind of natural way to get to know when is your ovulation period, how can you discover yourself. And really, like at school they tell us a little bit about biology, yeah, and human body structure, but there is no details, like you basically need to discover yourself. So that's what we did, you know. We discovered it by ourselves. So, and I remember this lady was keep on telling me, listen, you're working too much. You work out too much. And I was like, well, listen, this is my life, yeah? This is how I do it. But now, stepping back, and we will get to that, she was kind of right, you know? Afterwards, what we did when things didn't work, and you know, this is the horrible feeling when you're having a period every single month and you're hoping that you will not have a period because you're actually pregnant, and you do have. And at some point I find myself crying every single month because I just wanted to have my baby and I couldn't understand the reason why I'm not having it. And I do believe I'm not the only one. And yeah, it's not an easy journey. And our little voice will always help us. And I really hope that this video can actually help you. If you are on this journey, please be strong, believe in yourself, and believe in God, you know. He has a plan for us. I know right now it's not the words you would like to hear, but trust me. So afterwards we went to fertility clinic, actually, you know, to see what can be done as well. Doctor said everything is okay and you guys should try naturally, blah, 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 blah. So we tried for 6 more months, and then we said, okay, listen, before that he actually said, why don't you try laparoscopy? Look, I'm not a person of intervention, yeah, in the body, or even, you know, I try to take less medicine unless it's really, really, I really need it. You know, right now I'm actually going through a course which called Recall Healing, where we find an emotion behind every trauma. And that's what I do believe. But then, you know what, you want so much your baby, and you're saying, okay, you know what, maybe this is the chance. So anyway, we did a surgery, laparoscopy. And I remember, you know, it was so scary to go under the anesthesia. And I before, you know, they put the oxygen, and I started to pray. I said, please God, if I really need to have a baby, like I surrender and I believe in you, and please take care of myself. And then I did a little prayer to my daughter, to my future baby, and I said to her, baby, I do it for you, and please, we are waiting for you and we love you so much. Start to cry now. Yeah. So it was after laparoscopy, I had actually a very stressful period at work. I was working non-stop for 1 year. You know, I didn't really have time to recover, and actually this is my fault. Now I learn a little bit that, you know, you need to take care of yourself and you need to take time to recover, because listen, we have only one health, only one body, and we really need to take care of that. And if work cannot wait for it, well, c'est la vie. But listen, again, this is now I'm smart. Before I didn't think like that. So I was kind of workaholic, working a lot, always on my phone, you know, always try to deliver good results. And when I just came back to work after this procedure, there was some kind of stressful situation, and I felt crazy pain in my ovaries. I said, whoa, this is crazy. So basically, I think because I had a little rest and I had this procedure, maybe it's kind of relaxed, my body and my organs. And then I understood that all the stress of work, everything, I actually hold inside of my body, inside of my ovaries. So this could be one of the reasons. And I knew it at that moment that, whoa, I need to slow down, If I really want to have a child, I must do something about my workload. Because again, we're coming back to the question, do you have time for your baby at this moment? So if I keep working like that, when will I see my baby? At night, at 7 p.m. when my baby needs to go to sleep, morning rushing to work, if my baby is not well, I will never be able to take care of her because I had a high position and a lot of stress. So, this is a little signals coming into your head. And the other interesting and private things, again, the ladies who are trying to get pregnant will understand me super well. When you're trying to have a baby, you know your ovulation, you know the days, and you are stressed. And your partner is like a poor guy, he's like a machine. You say, okay, that's it, day 12, day 14, day 16, and it's becoming more of a routine and not a joy, but making love with your partner, it's about love, it's about joy, it's about exchanging the energy, and not about just a routine movements. So we kind of started to have this, it was going down a little bit and we were not so passionate. And I said, okay, listen, baby is baby, but this man I choose for life and I want to be with him and he's my partner and, it needs to be enjoyable and we must both enjoy it. So I had again my trip to Kiev. This is my Mecca. This is the place where I always get my energy, and since 4 years I didn't go there. So I miss so much my motherland. And Kiev is a special place. It has a lot of beautiful and historical and energy places. So anyway, every time I would go for a trip, I would have some kind of course to follow, So then I said to my mom, listen, I really want to try this type of course of, femininity, of sensuality, to discover more my body. Because you cannot rely all the responsibility on your guy. Like, listen, I'm just here, and you do all the work. No, girls, it's all about your body and about your pleasure. So I did this amazing course and, we were following things like you need to touch your feet, you need to touch your hands, you need to touch your hair, things that in a daily routine we don't really pay attention and we just okay, cool, I look great, I have a nice makeup, bye. But what about touching yourself? What about looking in the mirror and admiring yourself? So that was all about that, and it was a very, very nice course of 2 weeks. And if you actually want to hear more about it, write the comment down below or send me a DM on my Instagram, and I will have maybe another session about it. So anyway, when I came from my trip, I kind of thought about things and I knew that, the huge part of us not having a baby, it's actually so much work. I had so much work, and it's not that, someone forced me, because I know amazing ladies who have a super high position, lots of stress, and they still manage to have kids and, super woman at home. But it was not my journey. Yeah, I didn't know how to separate myself and my work. So, it was so important for me. And afterwards, when I came back to Mauritius, we sit down with my husband and we kind of had an open conversation and we said, listen, what do we really want? Do we want, because as well, we were starting to build our house and we were renting a house, so lots of expenses, and we both working, we both providing for our family. So then we say, okay, what do we really want? Do we want to have a baby? So if we want to have a baby, we need to try to see what can we do with our finances? And we thought about some certain plan. If ever I quit my job, or I find something else, or go on part-time, we still can do it. And it was such a relief, and was such a huge support from my husband, yeah, that we were aligned. Afterwards, I had a call with owners of the company that I work, and I explained them. They are always super understanding and amazing guys. You know, we are friends. And I said, listen, guys, I can propose you that I can move on a part-time. This is the things I can do. But eventually, you know, you will need to have someone who's actually in charge of the company. And yeah, we took a few months to prepare everything. And in September, my first part-time month was September, and it was so freaking weird because I worked 3 times a week, yeah, as a part-time, and other 2 days I had nothing else to do. What I'm gonna do? I always work. I don't know how to rest, you know. So I remember a day I went to a supermarket. And I was like, where is everything? I have no idea, because my husband would always take care of that part. And honestly speaking, I don't really like to go to supermarket. It's not my type of experience. But yeah, now I do it. So anyway, and then you remember I told you about the lady that was a nurse, and she helped us with, you know, explaining us about a relation and etc. So I met her in a supermarket. And I was like, yeah, you know, I went on part-time and it's so strange. And I remember she said, good on you, you know. So you will not believe, my first month was September on a part-time. And I got pregnant roughly on 18 September. It was so crazy. It was, you know, it was October. As always, you know, I was waiting for my period to come, or not to come, hoping. And it was 6 days delay. I didn't say anything to my husband because it was so tough, you know, and I didn't want to disappoint him again, to give him kind of false hopes. And I didn't want to take, you know, a pregnancy test. So what I did before work, I actually went to laboratory and I did a blood test. It was 6 days after my period date. I did a blood test, and so in the morning, and then around 3 p.m. I actually got an email from the clinic, and it was written, I'm pregnant. I couldn't believe it. I was speechless. So actually I called to a clinic. I was so excited, and I said, hello, you know, this isn't this written on the paper. Can you please tell me what is that? And you know, she's like just a secretary voice, like no emotions. She's like, yeah, you're pregnant. I'm like, what? I'm pregnant? I couldn't believe it. And then, you know, the phone on another line, oh, congratulations. And this was amazing, you know, what a crazy moment. And I remember I couldn't wait to tell my husband. I finished my job, and you know, I had like few hours just for myself, and I was crying, and I couldn't believe that I have this little life inside of me. And then, you know, I came home, I told my husband, and we were so happy. So can you imagine how much stress, how much things we carry? But you know, on another note, I wouldn't want it other way. Because the whole journey I had by wanting our baby so much, I discover myself, I get to know myself, I get to know my childhood. And then even, you know, during the pregnancy, I learned so much things about myself. And after giving birth, I learned even more about myself. Yeah, ladies will understand. and men, of course. So yeah, this is about it, and let me know if it makes sense to you. And again, if you are there and you are desperate to have a baby like I did, just think, just have a little moment with yourself and answer those few questions, and have some answers and see what can be done. And as well, if you have certain diagnose, we need to try to understand what kind of emotional trauma could be behind this diagnosis. Of course, you have a treatment with your doctor and you do what is the best for you. But always remember that there is a God, and then there is a bigger plan for all of us. And we just need to figure out what He wants us to have, and what kind of journey He built for us. And stop comparing yourself to anyone else. Stop comparing yourself to your mother, to your sister, to your friend. Everyone has a journey, and trust me, everyone has a story behind. And we need to respect each other and send only blessings, because I know you will have the moments where you will be jealous. I had these moments as well. But then I always stopped myself and said to myself, listen, this is the journey of this person. I have another journey. And I need to be happy for this person, because babies is a blessing. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching, guys. And I'm sending you love and kisses and blessings. And, share with me what you think about it. And have an amazing day.